Good morning, everybody. And I'm at a beautiful beach, brand new beach today. Never been here before. This is a nice one. Zara's waiting very patiently for her ball to be thrown. Yeah, let's have a quick conversation about wealth because my working promise or subtitle for Take What You Need is that it's the key to health, wealth, and happiness. And so far, I think that's true. I spoke about wealth in my previous video. So let's just talk about, health in my previous video. Let's talk about wealth a little bit today. I don't want to go on for too long. There's loads and loads to unpack with this. So, I mean, I've got a very colourful history with money. My money story is interesting. It's not to be relayed in full here, but I mean, I've tapped into a lot of income in the past, and I've also self-sabotaged and walked away from it. And I think that that kind of, I wouldn't say inability to take what I need, but refusal to be wealthy is indicative of something. And when you boil it all down, the definition of wealthy is very, very difficult to specify, right? Like, does wealth mean you've got enough in the bank that you could live for the rest of your life without ever having to work or earn anything again, for example? Does it mean that you've got a year's income saved? Does it mean that you've got 100,000 or 10,000 or 1,000 or 100 or 10? Right? Where's the line between wealthy and not wealthy is the point. So wealth is arbitrary, and it's a construct that's really only exists in our mind. And I know that there's so many things that we could say about money and wealth that people will be sitting there going, that's all right for you. I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent next month. Okay, and I get that, and I've been there, right? So let's just leave all of that to one side for a bit. We're going to explore, just dig into briefly, what wealth means. And I think when you really get down to it, it's to do with freedom, the freedom to be able to be what you want, do what you want. Right? I'm sat here on a beach. I drove here in my £1,500 car, which I absolutely love, and I feel $1 million when I'm driving it. I'm taking it on a very long trip in a couple of days' time, which I'm really excited about. And this is the point. Right? It happens to be a Saturday morning, but this could be any morning of the week, and I'm at the beach with the dog, doing what I love doing. I wrote a book called Expert Liberation a few years ago. It was about 2017, something like that, 2018, and in that was really, it was a precursor to Prosperous Mind, and it was about creating the life that you want to live. Primarily built around your individual expertise and skills. And one of the things that I created for that, which still very much holds true, is this idea of a touchstone. And the same thing has flowed through to Prosperous Mind as well. And the touchstone is, what is my vision for my lifestyle that motivates me? Or what is my definition of wealth? I also wrote a book about 2015 or so called How to Be Rich Today, which talks about a lot of this other stuff as well, which is about saying that the wealth is a state of mind. It's not about how much you've got stored. I love this quote. It's been attributed to Sufi philosophy. No one really knows where it came from. It says that wealth is not measured by how much you have, but by how much you don't need. And I love that. But I think another way of looking at that as well is to do, like, from the energetic point of view, is it's not so much about how much you hold, right, but how little holds you, right? Because look, I've known plenty of people who, in my view, appear to have a lot of money, and yet are not free. And we can look at some people who appear like they've won the money game, and yet the stress of, oh, what am I going to do next month, is just replaced by the fear of losing what you have, and losing that maybe status, and losing that sense of security as well. So it's just different stresses at different times in different contexts. But fundamentally, I believe that, I mean, you could live in a cave, right? You could be homeless, and people have. You know, where I used to live in Baslow, Derbyshire, there was the former village GP just upped sticks one day and went and lived in a cave. True story. Right? So it doesn't matter kind of how you live. If you are free in your own mind, then possessions or the pursuit of more wealth has no power over you. So it's not holding you. That, I think, is the key. So we're going to be unpacking all of this in Take What You Need. Program starts in just under 50 days now, I think 48 days now. So if you'd like to come on this journey with me, drop me a message, let me know, and I'd love to explore all of these things with you. Other than that, I'm going to keep putting out these messages, and you can wait for the book that comes out next year. And meanwhile, I'm going to enjoy all this wealth. Have an amazing day.